Them are there.
All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our final topic. Now, the move to deepen political participation in Nigeria ahead of the 2027 election is gaining traction at the House of Representatives. The House is forging ahead with the independent candidacy bill after it passed the second reading. The lower legislative chamber stepped this further by creating a website to enhance public awareness and interaction about the bill. Addressing newsmen in Abuja, the spokesperson of the House, Akin Rotimi, said the country has witnessed 7 electoral circles since the return of democracy in 1999. Hence, it is important to improve the system as the country looks forward to the 8th electoral circle. Now, BKO, I'll start with you. Is Nigeria ripe for independent candidates?
When you look at it may seem difficult. It may seem difficult to implement it the stage that we are. But I think that there is nothing wrong about it. I think it's something that we can pursue vigorously. It's all about the willpower, the political will. If we make up our minds that this is the way that we want to do it, we'll do it. Even the diaspora voting. I want to see Nigerians who are based abroad vote in our elections. I want to see our electoral process a lot simpler, whereby you don't have to lock down a country because the country is voting. How do they manage to do it in other countries? Exactly. Where you see the Ghanaians go to the polls and markets will open. In the UK, they go to the polls and markets will open. We have to try and bring in some of those elements to give us a wholesome electoral experience. And it can happen. It can happen. I believe that if the idea of independent candidacy has worked in some countries, I believe that it can work here. But let's even take a look at what the bill is titled Constitution of the Federal Republic, Nigeria Alteration Bill 2024 HB 1613 on independent candidacy. So, and the bill proposes in section 48 that a candidate who does not belong to or is not sponsored by any political party shall only contest an election if, in the case of a chairmanship election, such a candidate will obtain the verified signatures of at least 10% of registered voters from at least 2/3 majority of all the electoral wards in the respective local government area. So it outlines what needs to, it stipulates what conditions must be met. It also proposes in subsection 4B(2) that in the case of the councillorship election, such a candidate obtains the signatures of at least 10% of his registered voters from at least 2/3 majority of all the polling units in the respective electoral wards. Similarly, it provides that section 65 of the Principal Act is further alterated by subsisting for subsection 2A, a new subsection, which says, subsection 2, which says a person shall be qualified for election under subsection 1 of the section if he has been educated up to at least school certificate level or is equivalent and is a member of a political party and is sponsored by that party. B, is an independent candidate and has obtained the verified signatures of at least 10% of registered voters from at least 2/3 majority of local government areas in a senatorial district or federal constituency. So it stipulates what conditions must be met.
Yes.
And if you can meet the conditions stated in this bill, it means that you are relatively popular.
Exactly.
Yes.
True.
It means you are relatively popular. So all that needs to be done is for the candidate to meet those conditions, and he will be qualified to go and slug it out with candidates of the regular political parties. And I can tell you that some independent candidates would flog some of the candidates of
political parties.
Yes, because you know what they do, all the politics involved, all the corruption involved. Sometimes a person who won the primary election, they will not allow him to stand for election. But if you know that people have alternatives by way of independent candidacy, you won't be cheating people like that now. How do I win an election? You now force me to concede my ticket to someone else because one old man somewhere, Baba Sokwe, because one Baba said, no, this is the person that we want to use. So I think this is a bill that deserves to be given its day in the sun. And I do not believe that we are not ripe for it if the conditions can be met.
Okay, but Majid, can we say that the clamor for independent candidacy is a failure of political parties and their candidates?
Yeah, to some extent, I would say yes. And also, you know, the amount involved in electioneering and nomination. It's already what these political parties do in terms of the amount of money they put on nomination forms.
Okay.
It's a put-off for an upcoming, no matter how popular you are, if you don't have that money.
50 million.
Yeah, 50 million.
100 million.
Yes. So that's the independent candidacy will eliminate that. And I'll give you an example.
Okay.
The House of Reps candidate, rather the House of Reps member.
Yes.
In I think Ojo or thereabouts, is from the Labour Party. His name is George Adegeye, Sonny Ade's son.
Okay.
The mom was a strong APC member. She died recently. She was a member of the Lagos State House of Assembly. She wanted to run on the platform of the APC. He didn't get a ticket. He went to Labour and won. Today he's a member of the House of, because he won on the popularity of himself and that of the youth voted for him. He owns a lounge on CMD Road here. So that is an example of how we should encourage independent candidacy. I mean, I know that it won't get the Labour Party ticket on a platter too, but it could have run on his own merit. Now, what this bill, which is being sponsored by the spokesperson of the House of Reps, Akintunde Rotimi, also with technical support from a civil society organization, they call them Elect Her. I think, this bill, this is not the first time it's coming up.
Yes.
It came up during the 7th Assembly.
Yes.
During the 8th Assembly. In fact, during the 9th Assembly, it was sponsored by the Chief Whip, Mohammed Munguno. And it's to the extent that 72 senators voted for this bill in the House, in the Senate, while 275 House of Rep members voted for it in favor in the House of Reps in the 9th Assembly. But still, it didn't see the light of the day because of the fear of the unknown by these political parties. And what are they afraid of? They have even brought him home to Kenya. In 2010, independent candidacy started. In Kenya, you can actually, if you meet the conditions set by the electoral body, in Kenya, you can run as an independent candidate. And it's been in existence in countries like France, Germany, Mexico, Australia, and I think Mexico. So it's not something that is alien to this world. It is down home to us here in Kenya.
Okay, I think we have a caller joining us. Hello, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Yeah, this is Yakubu calling from Lagos.
Okay. All right, Yakubu, let's talk.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening. I really like both of you. Spoke very well. But for me, this bill is a welcome development. Why? Why? Because it if you know what all these political parties do to their members, you know what I mean. Especially when there is somebody who wants to contest the political party. And then you thought it has no God for terrorism. And then you know this guy is a popular in locality. And then they will make sure that they didn't give him that chance. But this can't be settled this kind of a thing now. If you know that you are popular and then you don't give him your area, it's okay. It's not that you know. The candidate has been said earlier, a lot of independent candidates will want to political and get to identify that political party nominated and with them.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, BK, Nigerian election is highly monetized. How will this independent candidate face the ones coming from the big political parties?
No, it depends on who is contesting.
It depends.
Yes. It's not, Adegaye, for example, you are not going to say he doesn't have money. Of course, he has a lot of money. But you can have money, and these big political parties will still deny you of a
ticket. Yeah.
That if they had allowed for a level playing field, you could have won easily.
Yeah.
I know people, my friend won a primary election. Hands down, landslide. And they called him, they said, no, because of your religion, you can't feed you. If we feed you, we will lose. He was a Muslim. Then you will lose, so we cannot. Come on. So you've even denied the people of the opportunity to have themselves represented by their preferred candidates.
Yeah.
It's not right. And it's getting worse. Labour Party the other day, everybody felt, okay, let us go there. It's an opportunity, this and that. Their next election, the kind of money that people will pay to be Labour Party candidate, because initially,
Nobody gives
they didn't care.
Yeah.
But we've seen, even the Edo election, they to also monetize the form.
Yes.
So they are gradually becoming like the others. So, and I'm looking at 2027. If APC is asking for 150 million for presidential ticket, or 50 million for governorship. Labour Party will be coming close.
Yes, it's 25, 30.
Yes, no, it won't be less than maybe even 40.
Yeah.
Because more people now will want to use that platform. A platform, yes, people had used it in the past. But given their strong performance in this last election, largely on the popularity of Peter Obi, you can be sure that more people will put their eyes on Labour Party. The money bag politicians,
exactly,
they will storm the Labour Party, because when they contest against one another in PDP and in APC, and they get themselves worsted, they will then eventually go and spend the rest of their money in Labour Party. So increasingly our politics is being monetized. And the leaders of political parties in our country, they are so power drunk that they wait for the electoral season to come. When the electoral season comes, they collect money from aspirant A, collect from aspirant B. They will collect like that. At the end of the day, they will give only one person ticket.
Yeah.
You saw what happened when one aspirant had to take the leaders of the PDP to court. To the FCC. He reported it to FCC. They extorted money from him, and they didn't give him the ticket. The man felt bad. I think that was 2019 election.
Yeah,
he took them to the FCC. So with independent candidacy, all you need to do is meet that condition.
Yeah.
Once you met the condition, you don't need to give one Babang Bejo somewhere some money
before you
give you a ticket.
But BK, as we wind down, if peradventure the bill is passed, do you think INEC will be prepared for this, for the chaos that might come out of this?
No, I think
not everybody can meet that condition. So
I think the bill even has provisions for amendment in the INEC Act to be able to scrutinize independent candidates more. Okay. I think they have already thought of that, and also there will be like a security collateral for independent candidates. There will be a more.
What do you mean security collateral?
Checking, as in not just any anybody, just because you are not being regulated by a political party.
Okay.
The security agencies
Okay.
will also need to check.
Background check.
Okay, like a DSS checking background check.
I think his concern is that there could be many more candidates,
Yes.
which will give INEC a lot of problems.
Yes.
And I think that's
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm saying not everybody can make that agenda.
The criteria
Of registered voters in your constituency. Not many people.
Yeah, you need to collect signatures of so many of the voters. To sponsor
so that you are popular.
Exactly.
Not everybody can make
everybody would.
Exactly. But anyway, it's a fine place for us to leave here. Majid Jami, thank you so much as always for coming to the studio. BK, the veteran.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. And that's it on Journalist Hangouts today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeated broadcast of this episode tonight at 11 and join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangouts on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now and God bless.